Folks, I am back. Folks, your boy is back. Guys, sorry about the break in between videos. I was just in the Dominican Republic, just on a vacation, celebrating my Auntie Tina's 50th birthday. Happy birthday, if you're watching. I went to go swim with the dolphins. We went dune buggying, and I got all dirty and stuff. I met these beautiful Canadian women, and I think we're friends on Facebook now, so you're probably watching this, and if you are watching, are you still impressed? This is what I do for a living. I had to edit their faces out because I did not have permission to use that photo, but look at this. That's a man on the prowl. And I bought this papaya tequila, which we are going to use to toast to one of the best men to ever walk this earth. And we are going to use the Spider-Man cup. It's 10 in the morning. Nigga, I'm mourning! To the best comic book writer of all time. To the creator of worlds, to a man that helped me believe in myself even though I did not even know the nigga. To Stan Lee, rest in peace. Oh god, this is like my 5th take doing that. This is gonna be real weird in editing when I watch myself get drunk. Guys, I know the title of the video says Fox Reviews Stan Lee, but we are not gonna go over Stan Lee's life or anything like that. I'm just gonna talk about what he meant for me and what he meant for a whole bunch of other people out there. For me personally, I got into comic books because my dad used to read comic books when he was a kid living in Trinidad and Tobago. And so every day after school when I'd go to the YMCA, I used to always read comic books. Always. And then I'd come home and me and my dad would just talk about it. Sure, there's other things that we connect on too, you know, football, rap music, whatever. But on like a nerd scale, we have never connected until I started reading comic books. And so for that, Stan Lee, I thank you. One thing that I've never told anybody, you're about to get the Fox exclusive right here. It's gonna be like a goddamn therapy session. One thing I never told anybody is that when I was at the YMCA and I was reading comic books and shit, them kids did not like my ass. They did not like me at all. Sure, I had friends, but the general populace of the class I was in, nah. I could not be seen with a comic book in my hand, or else it's just roast session for the rest of the day. And it's not like playful roasting like, haha, you big-headed ass nigga. No, it was not that at all. Keep in mind, I lived in New York at the time, so not the most reputable of characters. It was hurtful and it was neglectful, but you know what made me say, fuck them niggas, they don't matter? Goddamn Spider-Man. The beauty about Spider-Man is that it doesn't matter who you are, you can relate to him. You know, at the end of the day, we're all great in our own way. I'm great at doing this, you're great at watching me. But in all seriousness, there is something about you that makes you great, that maybe the world does not appreciate. Just like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a genius and he saves the world every day, but then he turns back into Peter Parker and then what? He just gets treated like shit. And that's what helped me get through those YMCA days, man. Like, I swear to God, it didn't matter what these niggas said to me or did to me at all, in the least bit, because I knew that I was great. That is what Spider-Man taught me. God, this is such a weird video. But really though, that's like Spider-Man's main message to me. Like, if you can be great, then be great. Don't let nobody stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. And with great power comes great responsibility. So many good messages, and Stan Lee was just like, here, I'm just gonna put them all in this one comic book. Here, take them. Now this is gonna be a weird segue, it's gonna be a weird turn, but I swear to God, I have a point. Guys, I think every black person in this country has had at least one moment of some very severe racism happen to them. I know it's happened to me, it's happened to my friends, I'm sure it's happened to plenty of you. Now the first time I had to deal with racism was I was in the 5th grade. I just moved out here to Colorado, I went to Campus Middle School, bunch of crackers. And you know, one of the white kids got a little comfortable, called me the N-word with the hard R, and I had 2 choices. I could have stomped the nigga out, or turned the other cheek. And quite frankly, when he said that word to me, I really didn't know how to respond. It was my first time ever actually dealing with that word. So you know what I did? I went home and read X-Men. The thing that was wonderful about X-Men is that it talked about real ass shit. It talked about racism, not racism in the fashion of, hey, you're black, we don't like you, but pretty much it was, you're a mutant, we don't like you. It was kind of like the same exact shit. And in the books, there's only 2 ways to solve this hate. Through peace, the Professor X way, or through violence and taking what you want, the Magneto way, or what some people might call the Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X way. Like, oh, I swear to God, that is all X-Men is. It's the Martin Luther King philosophy versus Malcolm X's. It's so good. And so I went back to school the next day and I just talked to him. I let him know what that word meant, I let him know how it made me feel, and I let him know that if he ever used the word again, then we could go the Magneto route. And I haven't heard shit from him ever since. And then a couple years ago, I'm at my friend's house, and his neighbor, he's backing out of his driveway getting ready to pull off. Keep in mind, We did party at the friend's house a decent amount. You know, we made a lot of noise. So I understand this guy's frustration, but it does not excuse this shit. He pulls out of the driveway, we're playing basketball, he looks directly at my friend, who is a black man, and he said, "You're nothing but a half-breed chump nigga with a hard R." And I was just absolutely flabbergasted. I was like, whoa, shit. Oh my god, I thought this was 2012, not 1956. What the fuck? And again, there's two things we could have done in that scenario. He drove off, he left. We could have fucked that nigga's house up if we wanted to, or we could wait for him to get home and we could go talk to him about what that word means and what it means to us. And let me tell you, I did some of the most gangsta shit I have ever done in my life. Thanks to X-Men. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I'm up at his door, I'm talking to him, I'm like, you know, think about your kids, you know, is this what you're teaching them inside the house? Like, I really hope not, because you're just spreading hate. Something like that. And then at the very end of our conversation, he was like, you know what, I'm sorry, that was the worst thing for me to do. It makes me look like a terrible human being. Can you please at least shake my hand? Most gangsta shit I've ever done in my life. And you know what my 14-year-old ass did? I said, I'm not gonna shake your hand. And I turned around and walked away. Oh my god, most gangsta moment of my life. We smoked like 5 blunts after that. And let me tell you, when I was talking to this man, I wasn't thinking about, like, you know, all the years of oppression and racism that we've all had to go through. I say we all like I was born in 1932 or some shit. It wasn't any past civil rights leaders or what they should do. That was not going through my head at all. What was going through my head was the hundreds and hundreds of X-Men comic books that I have read. And for me, it's moments like that and like helping me believe in myself that makes Stan Lee so important to me. And I can only imagine how he feels to the millions of other comic readers out there. When I had heard that Stan Lee died, I was at the bar, I was drinking, I was in Dominican Republic, and I damn near shed a tear. I almost did. Chances are, it's probably because I was drunk. But God, man, like that feeling that I got, that pit in my stomach that I got, that's a feeling that you can never fake. You cannot fake that shit. And the reason I had to make this video is just I feel like you've done so much for me and so much for so many people out there. The least I could do is just make a fucking 5-minute video. Stan Lee, at the very least, at your very least, you were a writer. But you are also an inspiration, you are a hero, you're a legend, you're an icon, you're all these things. You're the motherfucking GOAT, man. You're the goddamn GOAT. I know for a fact that we're all gonna miss your gratuitous ass cameo in every single Marvel movie, but most of all, I'm just gonna miss the inspiration that you were to me when I was a kid. And that's nothing that's ever gonna leave me. That's a part of me. And for that, sir, we thank you. Alright guys, enough of the sappy shit. I went to go see Crimes of Grindelwald, Creed 2, and Wreck-It Ralph 2. So these reviews are about to get lit. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the shits. Thanks for watching. Bye.